Okay, we should be live now. Let me just finish setting up here. Okay, one or two more moments. I just need to deal with a couple things so I can pack up and we can walk. You know, it's easy to joke about all this, but you know, it's all kind of delicate in terms of it's not a robust system. There's nothing I can do about it. I mean, various issues on my end and sometimes sketchy connections in terms of cell phone coverage. It's easy to joke about it, but honestly it's always stressful for me. I always have to worry whenever we're going anywhere. I have to worry about whether you're connected or not. Welcome to Sapsucker Woods. I've been hearing blue jays and I believe also red-winged blackbirds. And let's take a walk. We don't have much time. It may look like there's plenty of light, but who knows how quickly the sky will get dark. And we'll see how things go. I've heard of multiple blue jays, I believe. Also hearing a chipmunk. I only say that because, you know, maybe there's always a chance that that chipmunk is alerting because of, you know, I think I heard a grackle, common grackle. Anyway, could be that chipmunk is calling out because of a bird of prey or something. You never know. So, number of grackles here. And just heard a red-winged blackbird. Can't really see much in the feeding garden, but I just saw someone on the ground.
My plan with that would be, like, if we agree we're all in that.
Oh, just heard a Canada goose. Oh, there are a few of them. Let's take a look from here. Just heard a black-capped chickadee. things are really starting to look different here. You know, trees are bare. Well, many of them are anyway. No, I'm not sure what I'm hearing. Hold on a second. I might be hearing, I'm not sure, I might be hearing rusty blackbird maybe? Maybe not. Maybe not. I think I might be hearing a catbird. I think so. It's... yeah, catbird. Gray catbird. Okay, good. And I just heard a white-throated sparrow. Baby. Where are you? I want to see you. Singing softly, not very loud. I don't know where it is. It's in here somewhere. I don't know who that was. We're gonna get going pretty soon to the trails. I thought that was white-throated sparrow, but it didn't look like one. The one I heard singing, that is. Okay, let me have a quick look around with binoculars. See if there's anything we should be looking at from here. A few more canopies just over there. Like maybe 3. But let's hit the trails. You can see, at least in this area, quite a few leaves down. Did I hear a robin? Maybe not. Yes, I did hear a robin. At least one. Yep, you keep it. Over here somewhere. As you can see, lots of damage by the beavers. Lots of damage. Oh my goodness. They're really thinning out the trees here. And you know, that's not good, at least from my perspective. I like this area. I like the fact that there are, you know, normally trees here, and there's, you know, at present there's water here. Now sometimes there isn't if it's really dry, but it's a different sort of habitat to walk through, and you know, it looks like the beavers are really changing it. Now, you know, sometimes it's frustrating when there are, you know, birds right over there that we'd like to see and we can't because of these trees. But you know, unless the greens or the grasses over there in the distance thin out also, it's not like we'll be able to see that side of the pond from here all of a sudden. You know, we may see some very nice colors in here. I don't know. The lighting isn't well, you know, maybe the lighting's fine. I don't know. There are at least a couple robins around. Maybe several. That was a robin. I'm hearing a chickadee also in the distance. I'm not saying this is perfect in terms of leaf coloration, but it's still pretty nice in here. Big change from last week. There was still a lot of green here at ground level, but now there's a lot less. So a week made a difference. Still, it's tough to see, you know, over long distances through the trees there. I think that's a downy. Is that a downy? Oh, now I can't see it. I saw it fly in there. Yeah, see, this year is just not a lot of good color this year again. and things are thinning out. So it's not like we're going to have a lot of color up here at ground level or near ground level. A lot of things have already, a lot of leaves have already fallen, so that's just the way it is. Nice carpet of leaves on the trail, though. I'm not going to walk this way. I just want to walk a little bit. Just for the leaves, really. You know, so often, well, not so often, you may have wooded areas near you, and I do too, and you know, they're nice and everything, but getting inside of them isn't necessarily easy and safe in terms of ticks and who knows what else. And there can still be like ticks and other creatures here, you know, in the woods here. But these trails, you know, make access very easy. And you know, it's less likely, especially if you keep moving, that you're going to have a tick issue or something here. Not impossible, but less likely. I'd rather be here on these trails, which are, you know, paved with mulch, usually kept fairly well. I'd rather be here than, you know, walking in tall grasses, for instance. I heard something. Oh, chipmunk, okay. This you can't experience. The aroma of the leaves is nice. Slightly sweet smell. I'm gonna put my gloves on. Hold on. Should have brought the warmer ones. That's my gloves. Okay. The other thing is, as I've, you know, obviously, another great thing about sapsucker is that the woods are really accessible, you know, year-round. I guess the biggest challenge you would have is, you know, if there's been a you know, fresh, you know, deep snowfall, but you can still, you know, get to the trails. You just have to deal with the snow. I think I hear geese. I wonder if they're coming in. That plane flying around doesn't help, but anyway, you know, if you're talking about woods without trails, you know, to get in them, I mean, it's possible, certainly, but you had snow on the ground, it's that much more difficult. This is really a luxury. These are not tough trails at all. So far, we've been here for hoping to see Canada goose arrivals in the evening last few weeks. Uh-oh, sounds like they're leaving. Maybe they are. Or something. I almost don't mind if they're leaving, because if they're leaving, they can come back. If they're already arrived and we're here, too late to see that, that's not fun. But anyway, we've been here the last few weeks, and really we've had not huge numbers of geese, and not as impressive as it can be, and who knows if it will be this year. Never know. Every year is different. But it's nice to see the carpet of leaves on the ground like this. I've always heard over the years, a lot of people say I love summer, or I love spring, or I love winter. Actually, you don't hear too many people say they love winter, even if they love doing some winter things. But you often hear that they love autumn. And I like autumn, and I guess I've always liked it to an extent. But since I started bird watching, I think I've begun to look forward to it more and more, and really appreciate what we're able to see. I don't know if I'm going to the right places to see all the right things. I imagine, tomorrow I'll see eBird alerts for this and that, which I completely missed, or totally went to different areas. There are a lot of people at the lab that file their reports and file their lists, and it's like, boy, how do they see all that? How do they know to go there, etc.? Maybe I'm too stuck in my ways with the places we go. Sometimes it's nice to go to a place, but sometimes I feel like every time I add a new place, it's like, okay, I want to go there, but I still want to go to all the other places I go. Hearing 2 or 3 blue jays vocalize right now. Today, especially with not seeing big redding Arthur on the campus, I don't know where they were, that ended up being a waste of time. Could have been used elsewhere, maybe here, maybe, who knows, maybe another stop somewhere. Anyway, I've come to really enjoy the fall and migration. It's just great stuff sometimes. If we happen to be lucky enough to be in the right place at the right time. I don't see anybody from here. Let me take a quick look with binoculars. No, let's keep going. Kind of a pretty scene, but let's keep going. Haven't seen any ducks here yet today. There may be some, but I haven't seen. There's something new around here. I hear a belted kingfisher. 1, 2, 1. And I just heard duck. And I may see that. Oh. Sound like wood ducks. That's definitely wood duck on the left, and on the right, that is a male. Looks like he's in breeding colors, and a female. Quite cute. And who's this in the air? I'm not sure. And some mallards. The kingfisher also, okay. There's a kingfisher that's continuing to vocalize. I can't see it from here. Oh, wood duck. So 2 females there, and three females and a male, and also another pair out there. So a number of wood ducks. I don't know if that includes any of the ones, and I don't know if they're wood ducks in flight. Look at the coloring on a wood duck. The male in breeding colors is just amazing. Sorry, my camera does that jerky motion because it's trying to help me, but it's not. Anyway, let me have a quick look with binoculars, see if there's anything else we want to see here. I don't see any herons anywhere. I'll tell you, it was nice when Sapsucker Woods was kind of a heron hotspot years ago, and they had the nests, and I hear a red-bellied woodpecker from somewhere over there, by the way. Anyway, it was nice when we had actually 2 heron nests for a time. both active. But I would settle for one. And it's great to have, to see the parents feeding the young. And I regret the fact that that nest came down before I had the equipment that I have now. Because I would have had even better looks at them than the ones that we had, when the nest is still in existence and in use. It would have been great to see, during feeding times, for instance, you could tune into the nest cam at that time, and then also see from the outside what was happening. The nest cam provided a certain angle, and it was and close-ups and everything. But sometimes seeing from from ground level, the ground level angle could provide just a very different and useful view. Just heard a sparrow, I think. Probably white-throated. Who knows? Maybe someday another nest will be built here. Don't know. Would be nice. Would be nice. Hint, hint. That belted kingfisher is still vocalizing. In some ways, it's been a goose day. Obviously we saw quite a few Canada geese, but we also saw some snow geese and, of course, the greater white-fronted goose. It's the best look at one I've ever had, and certainly the best look at one the tour has ever had. The outflow is flowing. So I'm going to try to keep back a little ways, just for the noise. Let's walk over here and see if maybe the view is okay this year. Who knows? I don't know if I'll like it as much, but maybe it'll be fine. This tree is really in the way, but it might not be so bad. Maybe we'll stay here. Be quieter. I can't get as close to the water. I want to walk on that grass. I don't know if I like this as much. Yeah, I don't think I do overall. I'm going to walk back. Will any geese arrive today? I don't know. I wish I had done a better job showing you all the Canada geese when they were arriving at Montezuma earlier today. And then they didn't come right in where I was standing, but still there were quite a few of them. It is almost 6 o'clock. I don't know what time the sun sets today. And of course, they don't necessarily come at sunset. Before, after, who knows? Maybe not at all. You can see most of the lily pads are pretty much gone. There are some, remnants of them, but it's really no big deal. Granted, I realize I've missed a number of weeks, from really all of August and just about all of, I think all of September. Was it all of September? Just about. Nearly. But it seems like the water levels really held up this year quite a bit. I don't think it was a problem last year, but I remember a couple years before. It got very dry here. I haven't seen any beavers yet. I wonder what's with all the goose chatter. I wouldn't mind if they're calling other geese in, but I don't see any geese. Really just the ones over here that are noisy. Seems like the others over there are pretty quiet, at least for now. Hi. Have a good night, wherever you're going. Who knows? Maybe they're going to a nearby field to call 1,000 of them over. That could be. Let's go with that. But, you know, obviously we don't know if they'll be coming in at all. You know, we had one nicely sized flock last week come in. Other than that, it's been, you know, so far this season it's been disappointing. As I was saying last week, what I love is when you have multiple flocks of good size coming in, and they're just, and then once they reach here, they're all over the place. You know, if you have, like, let's say 1 or 2 flocks coming in, and then another flock is still, and they reach here, and then another one comes in also, and while that third one is coming in, you might have, you know, the 2 flocks circling as they decide, you know, where to land and everything. It's just, it's a beautiful sight. And especially if they're all vocal and they're all, you know, can be kind of loud. I love it. I wish this thing weren't making so much noise, but you know, what can I do? Oh, I could walk over there, but I don't want to walk over there. So we'll just, oh, I forgot to bring a flashlight. I forgot my flashlight. Do I hear geese? I think I do. I hear one. Okay. At least I have my little mini flashlight with me. I can use that, or my phone actually, but I'd rather not use the phone. We could go back towards the lab. But I just worry that that field of view is too narrow, and we don't get to see as much there as we do here. It will be quieter though. Let's try over here anyway. Even though I don't quite as much like the view, maybe a quieter environment will offset the more limited view. I can stand right here. This might not be so bad either. I'll move as necessary. This tree is in the way, but it's very quiet over here. Between the lack of the outflow noise and just not hearing the geese either, as they had been vocalizing before. There's still some there though, I think. And there's some farther away. Can't see them there well because of the island up through there. Come on, geese. We want to see you before it gets too dark. Come on. I have a feeling this tree is really going to bother me. If geese do come in, I might be able to hear them sooner from here than I would from over there. I hear a wood duck now. You could argue, well, we could have spent more time on the campus rather than wait here. That's true. But, I don't come here just to see the Canada geese. Came here to see anything else we might be lucky enough to see. I think I just heard a woodpecker. I don't know if it was a hairy or a downy. This is all pretty strange, actually, now that I think about it. I'm standing here next to a pond. It's almost evening. It's getting dark. I'm waiting for Canada geese to come in, and there's no guarantee that they will. And I'm talking as if to a bunch of people, but to any observer, I'm just standing here talking to myself. Backpack on, and cameras and wires and binoculars. And the main regret is that don't have maybe a few more hours to continue doing this today. But it's going to get dark, so nothing I can do. Anyways, it's not something I ever envisioned myself doing a number of years ago. Certainly, even if I could imagine myself, being in this kind of a location and looking for birds or whatever, certainly not live streaming it. I may just walk back over towards the outflow, I'm not sure. I'm just worried about these trees being in my way. Hearing just a wood duck call. Yeah. Very high-pitched call from out there on the pond. It's the wood duck. It's a wood duck. I'm not sure which one, if it's just the one that's been calling every once in a while. Hearing a chip note. I wonder if it's a cardinal by any chance. It's possible. Again, there's no guarantee, of course, that we'll see any geese come in at all. I wonder if it got windy in Montezuma after we left, if that's what the wind advisory was for or what. Since we've been here, I mean, it hasn't been windy. Maybe a light breeze, but not much. Those are ducks. Not sure what they are, but they're ducks. And, oh. Hold on. Some bird just came through, went down to the water, small bird, right at the water surface and then flew by. Don't know who would have done that. And another flew by as well. I don't know if they were the same species. But I mean, anyway, the one that flew and touched the surface of the water almost looked like or did it in the fashion of a flycatcher. It's getting tough to see anything anyway, but. Come on, geese, are you coming? Come on. It's still, I mean, I'm not saying it's early, but we still have time. It's about 6:17, 6:16. And I mean, I've seen it, you know, we've seen them come in even dark at even a darker time than this, so. Who's doing that chip note sound? Some ducks just came in, just saw them, and I don't know if they landed or not. They might have. Somewhere in the area of the lab, by the looks of it, unless they flew on. Well, they might still be in, actually, no, I think I wonder if the wood ducks are leaving. Sound like mallards over there. I think they're mallards, okay. have to wonder in that area where the beavers are doing so much damage. You know, a lot of other areas here, you know, it's constant how much plant growth there is, and you wonder how that will be affected over there. I mean, because of, you know, has it always flooded like that? I don't know. And maybe those trees all, you know, all grew before it would start flooding. You know, speculation, well, not speculation, just a guess, I have no idea. But if those trees grew before it started flooding, and, you know, they're still able to tolerate things, you know, that may be one thing. But maybe no further tree growth could occur. Or maybe different sorts of trees would grow there that couldn't grow otherwise. And who knows, it may make the view even worse. So, who knows? I don't know who's chirping behind me. I'm not seeing any geese. Where are you, geese? It's getting kind of late. Come on. We want to see you. Are you coming? Because it clouded over, it's not actually a, you know, a beautiful sunset night, that's for sure. But it is getting kind of late. And there's still time, but I would have hoped they would have arrived by now. One thing I'll say, you know, obviously, when things freeze over here for the winter, I do miss seeing a lot of the birds that we would otherwise see. And I mean, there have been times when we walk around here and, you know, the pond is frozen, and especially if it's that, you know, not fresh and white snow and ice, but like if it's that, you know, stuff that where it's like the water's kind of seeping through and it's ugly, odd colors. That I don't like, especially, and then if you don't see many birds. But it's still worth coming here in the winter because, you know, you may see a bird on bare branches or something like that. You often see stuff you don't see here, see birds you don't see here, you know, during the summer. And, you know, we've been lucky. I don't know if there's going to be a Thanksgiving tour this year, to be honest with you. I really don't know. It's possible that there will not be. I'm not sure. But, you know, we've been here on Thanksgiving, and we've had all kinds of weather. We've had very beautiful days. We've had snowy days. But every time, I think it's been a nice day in one way or another. I hope there can be a tour this year on Thanksgiving, but again, I don't know how things are going to work out, to be honest with you. Did I just hear something? Goose-wise? I think I did. Now, I don't know if it's someone on the other side of the pond. Oh, I see somebody. I think. Do I? No. I Thought I did. Thought I did. Oh, I do see a few somebodies. Hi, somebody. Are you bringing friends? I didn't even record that. It's too dark to see them. Oh, more. Oh, I didn't see them. All of a sudden they just came in out of nowhere and they were quiet. I can't see them. I've lost sight of them. I wonder if they landed on the other side of the berm. Felt like maybe 6 or 7. All of a sudden flew in. And I didn't hear them flying in. I mean, normally, you know, everyone comes in from above the horizon there. But they came in quietly. Well, we'll wait another few minutes. If no one shows, then we're just heading to the car. I think we had better luck in Montezuma than we've had in Ithaca today, but that's the way it works. As I fear, the trees are in the way. I have a feeling there aren't going to be too many more tonight. It's possible. But it's getting late for them to arrive. I can't show them to you very, very well, to be honest with you. Only if they're in the air above that tree line, but another minute or two and we're heading to the car. That's the worst part of the tour every week, or every time I should say, the end. At least it is for me. I hear more. Several more. I think I'm going to head to the car. There could be more that come in, but I don't know if I can even show them to you very well. At this point, it's getting dark. Would have loved to have seen a couple large flocks come in, but it may still happen. I don't know. Well, better than nothing. I think it's time we headed for the car, though. Good night, geese. I think there may be one or two more coming in. Maybe. Maybe not. As always, finish the day with the thought I wish I had seen more, but I can't complain. We've seen some nice things today. And I know we didn't go to Shockey Pool or Maze Point. I don't know if we would have seen anything at either location, really. And pretty soon, I don't know when, but we've got daylight savings time pretty soon. And now, again, I don't know. I've been lucky. I've been able to have a tour the last few weeks. No guarantee each week that we're going to have one. So, I don't know. But, in the coming weeks, assuming we have one here and there, will likely be affected by daylight savings time ending, or however it works, whatever they call it. But anyway, the days will be that much shorter for us. And, leaving Montezuma at an early time will be very, very important. Otherwise, we'll have almost no time here. Sorry, I'm really looking ahead, not looking at the camera where the camera's pointing. I just want to make sure I walk safely. Handy little flashlight, I have to say. Glad I had it with me. Anyway, this is it for the day. Oops. Time for me to pack up and head home. I hope you've enjoyed the day as much as I have. It's nice to see what we saw, especially in Montezuma. Wish we could have seen more. Wish we could have seen it all better, but maybe next time. Always trying to improve if I can. Anyway, one thing I can't improve, and that is the length of the days. So we are out of time, everybody. Everyone, I wish you all a good night. Hope you'll have a good week, or at least enjoy yourselves with migration or whatever until the next time we meet. And until then, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.